tubes, you guys.
Oy.
Yay.
Word.
Alright. Recording and we're streaming. We are good. Let's get this intro ready. Alright. Big talk of Brewskis.
That's
Ready?
us.
Alright. 3.
Yeah, big talking Brewskis. Marissa Smith is who you see. Water cooler combo in here. Crack a cold one, we're on the air. Big talking Brewskis. Marissa Smith is who you see. Water cooler combo in here.
Hey guys, happy Friday. This is Big Talkin' Brewskis. I'm Marissa Smith. As always, I've got Rodney Daniels with me.
What's up, guys? Happy Friday.
I got Mo Vita with me.
Ayo.
And I've got Chris Hamilton.
So,
Rodney, how was your week?
my week was good. I fucked a Hasidic Jew.
Turn up.
Okay.
Yo.
All right.
such a
All right.
bucket
I know. This married Hasidic Jew hit me up on Grindr. Literally came over with the yarmulke. Then switched out the yarmulke because he had like a special fuck yarmulke.
Wait, he had a fuck yarmulke?
Yeah, it was his fuck yarmulke. Like,
Did
he
it
only-
look like the other yarmulke,
It
or
looked
was it?
exactly like the other yarmulke.
Oh,
but,
it's like
I
exactly the
guess-
same, but this is a
Just
fucking
like
yarmulke.
less
yeah.
cum stains.
Yeah, this is like
Cool.
the yarmulke that he
Dope.
likes to get fucked in.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like lingerie for the head.
And I was all fucking from the back and making sure the yarmulke was like staying on.
Hilarious.
Like,
yeah.
You're a thoughtful lover.
You know.
It's just like, well, you know,
It
he's.
fulfilled a fantasy. He wanted to fuck with his yarmulke on.
I wonder if that's like, because you said he's married, right?
Yes.
So, like, I wonder if he uses the same fuck yarmulke on his wife.
No,
hope
that's
he
why
does
he
it.
has a different
Like-
one.
So then he has like 3 different yarmulkes. This is my everyday yarmulke.
Do you
This
think
is
he
like the
fucks
yarmulke
his
that
wife
I've-
in his everyday yarmulke? Or
I
do
don't
you
think he
he's
fucks
got
his
a-
wife no more if they have their 5 children. They're done.
I mean,
It's
I think
over.
they still probably do.
Nah.
Yeah.
No. Mm-mm.
I don't
Maybe
know.
not. You should have saw this.
There's birthdays and shit.
His dick was this big. I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hence the bottoming. I don't know.
Wait, was he the bottom or you the bottom?
He was the bottom.
He was the bottom.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was going to say, like,
I fucked the Hasidic Jew.
logistically.
Okay.
See, when we say that, usually we just mean it, like, figuratively as a woman. Like, oh, I fucked this guy, but I'm definitely the one getting fucked.
Right,
Yeah.
right. No, like literally, I fucked the Jew.
So jelly.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, okay, he's hitting me up, and I was like, oh shit, is this for real? And then he showed me some pictures, and then he really came over and was like, damn.
What were the pictures he showed you? Got a little dick.
well, he showed me some ass pictures.
Oh, okay.
And then some
Genius.
actual like face pictures of like,
Was he cute?
oh, he looked like a regular Hasidic Jew.
So no.
So
They
I
all
mean,
look
you're-
the same. JK. You're all snow.
JK.
Especially in
right,
white.
right.
He could be. I don't know. Maybe if like you're into that. Like, I mean, I feel like they look like hipsters.
Not this one. This one, like, no,
Wait,
like,
how
Maybe
old-
Rodney was into him.
like he, right, exactly. Like, you know, he was the bottom. Hey, fuck it. It's ass is an ass.
Yeah,
He was like, you know, like in his 40s, like,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no,
chubby
he's not
Hasidic
fucking his
Jew,
wife no more.
like, yeah,
That's
Harry,
dope.
yeah,
Oh, Harry?
yeah.
Do you like Harry?
I love Harry.
Really?
It's not like a nice hairy ass. Yeah,
like the booty was hairy.
the booty was hairy, the back was hairy.
Ugh.
Yeah, he had the little
Damn.
curls
It's like
too.
fucking a cat. It's great.
Pulled by the curls.
the little
Like a
curls.
horse. You pull like a horse.
Play with him a little bit.
Oh my god.
Shalom, man.
Shalom.
Whoever that guy was.
Well, like,
Mazel
was he
tov.
a good? Was he a good bottom? Like, what makes
see,
it?
that was the thing, though. He wasn't a good bottom.
Now, what makes a good bottom?
Somebody that can actually like take the dick. Like I'm in there for like a good 10 minutes. He's like, "All right, you gonna bust a nut yet?" And I'm like, No, I'm up in this shit. I'm chilling. Did you want to bust in that? Yeah, like I'm going. And so like after a while, like I had this fake orgasm. Was like, oh yeah, busted.
Oh no.
I hate when that happens. But like that irritates the fuck out of me. I hate when somebody is like, oh, are you done yet?
Don't
Oh, you gonna
rush
bust yet?
Well, yeah, why they
Don't
asking?
rush me.
Yeah.
Like when I bust, you gonna
Well,
know.
wait, did he come quick? Is
No,
that
he didn't come quick. It was all about me. He didn't come at all.
at all?
Nope.
Wait, who? Why would he go to you, let you fuck,
Oh,
and then
that's-
also be like, "When are you coming?" What is that about?
He's
Right.
probably got shit to do.
That's valid. That's really
Right, for real.
like-
He's
I
got to
mean,
get back
even
to his
just-
wife and 5 kids.
That's
There's like
actually
a
probably
soccer
true.
Where you go?
practice
You're just
or
taking out the
something.
trash.
That's actually because if you've ever fucked somebody cheating, not me, they're on time constraints.
That's a valid,
You gotta,
yeah. The wife knows he just got off of work, like, like shit. She's like, oh,
There's
when is he
only
coming home?
so bad the MTA can be, and then she's like, "You're a bottom.
Like,
This is
Right.
not the L train."
do people come when they bottom?
You can, yeah, I definitely have. Like, I really have to be
Okay.
like into the guy and like be like in a certain position, but yes,
Okay.
but
I did
not
not-
normally. No,
Okay.
I mean it really depends on the bottom. I don't know. For me, sometimes, and then it really depends on
'cause
like how
I've
turned
had-
on.
I mean, I guess they can do it themselves while you're.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause, like
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
jerk off like
Yeah.
while it's like happening. Like, oh shit.
But like physiologically, isn't that pleasurable because of your gland?
Yeah, your prostate.
Yes, but we're oddly enough though. Like I when I'm bottoming, like for the most part, I go soft. Like I have to wear like a cock ring or something in order for me to like still be hard while I'm bottoming.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Is
but
that
I find
like
that
a
a lot
blowjob?
of bottoms are like that though.
Where you're kind of like just focused on that person, and so you're kind of not.
Yeah, like
Aroused
bottoming is more
yourself?
like pleasing.
All right,
Yeah,
cool. See, we're learning. We're
Yeah.
learning.
yeah.
Okay.
Bottoming. Oh.
I just hope he went back home and his wife was like, "Where were you?" And he was like, "I was fucking a black guy."
I was getting
Big.
fucked by a black guy.
Black guy, yeah.
Which that's gotta
Aren't
be
they the
like.
So, Chris, how's your week been?
It's pretty good. Well, not
Yeah,
that.
what did you do,
That's high. That's very high. Nothing crazy. I did nothing insane. I'm just living my best life. You know.
Did you
Just-
have sex this week?
Yes, I did.
All right,
Yes, I
see?
did.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Counts.
She had hair down there.
Okay.
And I didn't realize it hurts when you have hair. Like I guess you're
Wait, hold on.
okay.
I get specific about this stuff.
Okay,
Like,
Oh, let's get
she
into
had
it.
hair because
was
she
very
was in
bushy.
between. Oh, so she just let it go.
Yeah.
And it hurts?
Yeah, because the hair kind of gets caught with the penis and you're going back and forth. So you're like rubbing against.
So it causes like a friction.
yes. Yeah.
She had long pubes.
Yeah.
Is she Asian?
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Yes. Technically.
Ah!
Technically, she's Asian.
Oh.
Listen, I know my stereotypes. I'm sorry. Like, you can come at me for this shit, but
No,
I ain't wrong.
I'm
I'm like, Asian girls, let it go. Long pubes. I'm saying. All right. I like, not the visual because I don't like that.
Wait,
I
how
like
long are these
specifics.
pubes?
It was longer than your beard. Okay, it was a lot. It was a lot.
Oh,
It was
shit.
Longer than his beard. His beard.
shit.
Yeah, it was a really long. And I was fine with it. I'm fine with that because I'm a
A
progressive.
naturalist.
I'm
Progressive.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I feel sad for young guys for like not being able to cope with pubic hair. Like I
Yeah, 'cause,
I
like-
date younger guys and that just trips them out because that was never a part of their world.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I'm really blonde and it's kind of soft.
Oh, so you're
and I'm
naturally
really,
blonde.
I am naturally blonde.
Oh, that's hot.
And I'm just like, I'm also poor. I couldn't go wax this month. My girl left me. That's really what it is. It's so sad.
Your
Oh,
wax
and you
girl
haven't
left you?
like found a new one.
No, I've been shaving and it hurt. That hurts. That's why when you said, so that's why I wanted specifics because
Yeah.
I was like, when you're in betweenies and it's growing out, that's like,
Oh yeah, no,
Right.
it wasn't even spiky. It was just so
Got it,
much.
got it, got it.
Yeah.
Oh, like she's like all 2018.
But
I
he
ain't
said
doing that shit.
technically
Word.
Asian, which makes me think that like people what the technically Asian part makes me think that it wouldn't be what people would normally stereotypically say was Asian, which makes me think like Southeast Asian, which they say like Indian or Pakistani or
Yeah, you on
Bangladeshi.
it.
Damn,
You on
damn.
it? Shame,
Uh,
you should be a detective. That's good. That's good. That's crazy. Okay.
She's
I
about to
listen.
Nancy Drew that crotch.
I Nancy Drew the fuck out of those pubes.
Oh God.
So Mo.
I've had a very, very boring week compared to you all.
Right, did you have sex this week?
No. I don't, can I just say, when I come to New York, here's the thing. I stay with a friend. I don't have my vibrator with me. And I'm not really into, like, just hooking up for dick. So, it turns out to be a long month after a while. I have this stupid, it's such a stupid joke, but I'm like, yeah, I was like, I don't have my vibrator with me, so I just fucking got a city bike and rode around the cobblestones in Soho. I was like, that'll do it.
I mean, you
So.
gotta find you like a regular New York dick. Like you're here enough. I feel like that. Like
No, I
could
could.
just have, like,
Well,
you
actually,
know.
you know what's really interesting? I had a fuck buddy for 8 years because I'm the only one who could do that and not actually have a relationship.
Hilarious.
And
I've been there.
I know, it's New York. He hit me up like a few weeks before I came, like I haven't talked to him in like 2 years. And he texts me and he's like, hey. And I'm like, hey.
Oh.
So I have to decide if I want to go to Connecticut for dick.
Oh shit.
Oh, well, it's only a Metro North ride. I mean, how
Not-
deep in the
not
jungle
deep.
is he? Like
deep.
Stanford or Greenwich?
Darien.
Oh,
Yeah. She's like, bitch, that's just Northwest Chester.
Westchester. Like, yeah, that's nothing.
I don't leave a borough for dick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, word. I agree with that still. Fuck it.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I know people who do.
It's gotta be worth it. It's gotta be
It
really
is.
worth. Oh, it is. Then do it. Leave it.
Well,
Go,
yeah,
go,
yeah.
go.
I mean, she's
I'm worth
she
it.
started the
Leave
story,
for it though.
but she started the story with that she's been like friends with benefits with this guy for 8 years. Like, you're not gonna keep that going for 8 years if the dick's not good.
Oh, no.
That's true.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah. It was
okay.
good. It's just, it fizzled out and whatever. And I hadn't talked to him in 2 years. And I've got stuff back home, too, going on. So I was like, eh. So anyhow.
Yeah.
So, no, I have not had sex this week, which my roommate will be happy to hear because she doesn't have to do the sheets. What did I do this week? It was all a blur. I've been running from point A to point B, honestly.
I had one of those like friends with benefit situations that was like, I think it was like 10 years. But like it was like basically though, like he was a high school boyfriend and then like we didn't end up like hooking up until we were in our 20s.
Hilarious.
Yeah. So like it was just kind of like it like ended up being like I think it was like our like mid 20s to like, you know, but it was just strange because it was like we dated when we were like 15, but then like we weren't
It took
like
us 10 years to get it together.
yeah, like basically. But I don't know, it is weird. And I definitely like I had no desire to like ever like date him again, but it was just kind of like, you're single, I'm single, we're bored.
I know, it's very convenient.
Yeah.
You know, it's really funny, though. I was thinking about this. This guy actually followed me in Grand Central and asked me out, which, like, nowadays, everybody's like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like,
you
that's
met in
how
person?
people met. Like, we
Yeah.
didn't have
right.
dating apps.
Before
and
the
shit like that.
apps, before this extra bullshit.
Yeah, your daddy thought your mama was cute, and he followed her a little bit. Like, that's what happened.
Right. Exactly. Hey, what's up?
Now, I'd be totally creeped out by that. Like, oh my God, I think this guy is following me in Grand Central. He must be a serial killer.
I know. But, well, because nowadays people don't, and you can't do that and all that. But, no, I was actually really flattered.
Not true. Happened to me like a couple months ago.
Well,
they're
they're serial killers.
Yeah.
He wasn't. He just wanted some head.
Well, I feel like you need to tell them
All
the
right,
story. I mean,
all
I've
right.
heard
Did
the
that
story.
work?
Oh.
Okay,
I
so
wanna
there was
hear
one night I was getting off of work, right, and I got off the train. I live in Brooklyn now, so I'm like walking, you know, like how everybody's like walking from the train at the same time. It's like there's this guy, he's kind of like walking at the same pace that I'm at, right? So like he's just walking with me like 2 blocks. I get to like my apartment, and like I turn to go into my apartment, and he's like literally right behind me, right? So like I'm thinking maybe he knows somebody like in the apartment or something. I open up the door and I get ready to like go up the stairs, and he's like, hey, yo, what's up? And I take my headphones off. I was like, what's up? He was like, you want some dick? And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, like you wanna suck some dick, like right now. And I was like, and he like starts to pull out his dick like right there in the stairwell, and I was like, "Oh, that's nice. Why don't you come upstairs to my apartment?" And I sucked his dick, and it was great.
That's amazing.
I think straight men right now are so
fantasy.
fucking jealous.
Yeah, it was like fucking awesome.
They're like, when is the gay Me Too movement gonna happen? You can't do that anymore. It's not fair.
We're
no,
not,
that's still
cause,
gonna happen.
right?
That's
Because
still-
it's not gonna happen. Because here's what, like, shit. You ask me if I want some dick? Absolutely.
That's not
Crazy.
true.
That is amazing.
There's like talk to shit.
Oh, I know who you're gonna say.
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey.
Yes.
The guy that was touching Kevin Spacey. Like Kevin Spacey was touching some guy
Yeah.
that was like 17 or something.
There's like 20, and like Kevin Spacey's got like 20 dicks on him now.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's just grabbing dick.
Oh, really?
But that's
Yeah.
because, the first one told. Like, the other ones were kind of fine with it until
Wait, was he straight? I forgot.
Kevin
Kevin
Spacey.
Well,
Spacey? No.
Not Kevin. No, not
Oh.
Kevin. Was he hitting?
The
well,
first one was a homosexual teenager who grew
Oh,
up.
okay.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
But like I feel like he got wrapped up in the Me Too thing. I don't know.
I don't
But
know.
No, he definitely did. Yeah.
You're not living a fun life unless you. No, I'm just kidding. We've all done shit.
You gotta ask. Shit, it wasn't like I got Me Too. He came up to me and said, "Hey, you want some dick?" It's perfectly.
You
honest
didn't go,
question.
whose dick? You didn't do that.
He didn't just take it.
Yeah, I
he didn't
feel
just
like-
grab
Please
it.
Your dick? Well, I guess he did just kind of pull it out there. in the stairwell.
Go
yeah,
upstairs,
you didn't
yeah.
I was
consent.
like,
Louis
"Ooh,
CK.
I'm
shit."
glad that worked because
Yeah,
he
you
would
That
have
dick, yes. Right, because it was 2 inches. And I'm like, whoa, that dick. No.
But like he had to have like mad dick confidence to be like, well, I'm gonna just pull my dick out to a stranger and be like, you want this dick? And he's gonna be like, yeah.
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 That would have been like,
Look at that wistful look in Rodney's eye. He's
he's
like,
like, yeah.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was like a sunset in the fall.
No,
It
that
was beautiful.
That's a big old black cock.
The fluorescent.
I'm trying
Is
to
what
paint
it
a
was.
picture.
Right, I'm trying to give you the real. This is some black Brooklyn dick.
The
When it had
hallway
fucking
lights were
Timberlands on
dancing
his
off his
nuts.
pubes. But that's like a totally different story for a woman though, because like if someone follows me into my apartment, and then I open the door and he comes in and he's like, "You want this dick?" Like, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to kill somebody. Like,
Yeah, you're.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Oh,
It's
that's
just
just
like-
terrifying. Are
yeah.
you kidding me? That is. So
that's not like,
terrifying.
oh yeah, and then we went to my place. It's like, so then I tried to find the loose railing in the stairs and like,
Wait, so I have a
I started
question.
reaching for my mace.
Because here's
Yeah.
the thing.
Uh,
So I have a question. Do you feel like if you would have said no, thank you, he would have just left?
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, what else?
What else you
Right.
gonna
Well,
do?
no, because for
Like, he
women,
could've tried to,
like
then
if
it
I
would
was
be
like
like,
in a
that's not how we
relationship
feel.
or something, and like, oh no, I have a boyfriend, I can't do that, or something like that. Like,
That's the reason why you gonna do it. I have a boyfriend. I can't fuck you
I
right
can't.
now.
Right, I would suck your dick, but I
he's
got a
coming
boyfriend.
down the stairs.
Right, he's upstairs right now.
He gonna get so mad if he
Wait,
finds you.
real quick. No, it's fine.
Well, no, because I think that's
as
the
a woman, like,
difference.
I would
we
feel like he's
they'll
gonna
take
rape
it.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he's actually just asking as a formality, but he's really telling.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I feel like if I had said no, he just would have been like, oh, my bad.
Bummer.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
Back in the
I'm not gay,
pen.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
But I know a Hasidic Jew who is.
Maury, I got a nice black man for you.
Shmuel. That's well. I think that's the difference.
Have you
is
ever
we'd
seen
be
him
afraid.
again?
Oh yeah, he became
Ah.
like kind of like a little regular for a second.
It's like feeding a
shit.
stray cat.
Yeah,
With
Come
dick.
back for more, right?
Eh? Eh?
Right. Then it got weird. And he started like, "Oh, can you smoke me out?" No, you came over here to get your dick sucked, not get your dick sucked and smoke too.
Yes.
He's just looking for a
Suck
place to
8
stay, man.
inches, and they want to
looking for a
know.
house.
I know, right? These takers out here.
After he's
Right?
finished, like after you suck his dick, he's like, "You got a roommates, man? Can I just come over?"
Right, guys, come over. Can I spend the night? Can I take a shower?
Yeah, can I take a
No,
shower?
you cannot
Can I
take
take
a
my toothbrush
shower.
here?
See,
I'm
I
gonna
feel
use my
like
toothbrush.
eventually we're just all gonna be gay because so many of my girlfriends right now are on this like, no, I'm just doing women now. I'm done with men. And I feel like straight guys are gonna finally catch on and be like, wait, I can just follow somebody home and get my dick sucked.
I wonder something. All the straight guys I've been talking to, they're like, damn, you just get your dick sucked all the time. You just like hook up all the time. And I'm like, yeah, bruh. Over here's where it's at.
I'm
You know?
telling you. I'm telling you. Mark my words. 15 years from now,
Yeah,
women, men.
Yeah,
And
everybody
we'll just
must
use
be-
turkey basters for babies.
I'm gonna doubt that, but I will say this: I think there'll be a lot of more guys who are like jumping ship real quick and coming back. I think that'll happen a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think that's already happening.
I mean,
but
it's Hasidic Jew. Hello.
yeah. So I think that'll happen a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like right now a lot of people are just like sexually fluid. No, like they're just
Yeah,
like,
they
super
are.
fluid.
They are.
'cause-
Yeah.
And it's like, especially like now, like I'm not fluid, but I wish I was fluid because it'd be a lot easier. But like,
Actually, for you, yeah.
There's a comic who posted something. I don't know if you saw Carolyn's post.
mm-mm.
I'm not going to call her out full name, but she had a really interesting post about how it was for National Coming Out Day and how she was fluid, but that, I think it was some. Sorry, Carolyn, I'm messing this up. But basically, she was talking about how somebody had said something online about their trauma, and she realized like all her trauma was with straight men, and that she had hooked up with, and I don't know if she'd been in relationships, but she'd hooked up with women when she was younger, and that seemed fine. And then like all her trauma was with men. So she's just like, I think I'm just going to move away from, she's like, I am attracted to men and that is what I want. But that's also where a lot of my trauma comes from.
Yeah, and especially right now with like all this like Trump business, the Kavanaugh business, it's like
It's always
I don't
been there though.
I know, but it's just like it just feels more. I think the whole situation was just more triggering. So like you're remembering all of the
Yes,
shit
this is
more.
true. This
So
is true.
like it's like before it's like yeah, this was like all like background memory, but like now it's just like in the forefront. It's like oh yeah, I remember that time that guy did that weird thing.
Yeah, like I don't even feel it's that stuff, necessarily, but the reaction of a lot of men feeling defensive and saying things like, oh, whatever, or she doesn't remember what. And I put this post up. I said, every single woman has been sexually harassed and or assaulted. Every single one.
Mhm.
Don't doubt that because it is the truth. And when you start to look around and when you sit at your kitchen table with your family and you start to understand that every single woman in your life, whether they be acquaintance, friend, lover, family, has experienced this, I think that's what was really triggering for me was not so much these jackasses because I don't have high expectations, but it was the response from men where I was just like, you're wrong. Like,
Yeah.
because I guess we've just kept it in and internalized it for so long and we don't talk about it and we don't say anything that, like, I don't think men realize, like, this is happening on a daily basis
Because
and
if-
several times
Yeah,
sometimes.
because like if you like stopped for a minute to just like let it sink in, like you would just be paralyzed. Like you know
This
what I
is
mean?
true, yeah.
And so like I feel like as women, like we just kind of really compartmentalize all these events that happen to us over time because you wouldn't be able to walk out your front door, and like like I'd say like I've read articles where like like a very high percentage of women have PTSD, and then also like a very high percentage of Black people have PTSD, and it's like
Oh, yeah.
if you don't if you like actually allow yourself the time and opportunity to like
Sit with it.
sit with it and
Yeah.
simmer and let it marinate, like you're not gonna do anything with your life. You're just constantly gonna be like flashbacking and paranoid or whatever. So I think that we spend a lot of time like just building these little cells in our
Yeah.
brain to
Yeah.
like hide all of this stuff so that we can like get up and get on the train and get in, and especially like like we're both comics, like as women, like traveling in New York City by ourselves very late at night in sketchy neighborhoods and sketchy places around sketchy people, like if we didn't compartmentalize all it, we would never do it. Like
No.
we would
no.
never
Oh,
we would
no.
never do it.
I was just in Austin, and I did a mic during the week, and I think I ended up taking an Uber, and I was in a part of Austin that I didn't know, and it wasn't like, downtown or whatever. It was out there, and I had an Uber driver pick me up, and it was after midnight on a weeknight, which, in other parts of the country, that's like 2 hours past bedtime.
Yeah.
And it
That's
was
raping
just,
hour.
well, he was like, he was,
midnight to 5.
yeah.
That's the raping hours.
He was just like, "Oh, you smell nice," and I was like, "Oh, thank you," And then it turned to, oh, I started driving Uber because dating apps don't work for me, and this is how I meet women, and I was just like,
Creepy.
What?
But then he started asking me personal questions about like, am I married? Do I have kids or whatever? And I think he was an older, lonely guy who really didn't know how things work anymore.
Right.
But I was just like, I hate taking money out of people's pockets who are trying to make a living. But part of me was like, I do feel like maybe I need to say something to Uber and be like, this isn't okay.
Right.
This is not what your driver should be doing. This is not. And then also being aware of the fact that, like, this is a female passenger. It's late at night. Like, just shut the fuck up and drive.
Right,
you
because
know?
like he's making you uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and like you're paying him. Like
He
he's
made,
your-
he made me uncomfortable
Yeah, did you
enough
give
to
him
where
one
I
star?
did not let him drop me off in front of the place I lived, because the place I lived was actually real rapey, very nice, but like a lot of foliage around the front door,
Yeah.
down like a side street that nobody
Yeah.
travels down.
Oh, God.
And I was like, you could just drop me at this hotel lobby.
Yeah.
So at least like they could see
Did you
me.
give
Yeah.
him 1 star?
Did you say
don't
something while you
remember.
were in the car, though?
I didn't. I wasn't like, I didn't
'cause-
go off. I
you
know.
don't-
That's
'cause you
the
don't
thing,
wanna-
though, is because like, and I've been in situations where I've had like Uber drivers that like, they didn't like go that far, but like it's just like, oh, it's late at night, like, or
I get that all
where
the- I
you-
get
where
that in
you
the morning.
coming from.
I get that in
like-
the morning when I spend the night at my guy's house.
But it's like it's none of your
Oh.
fucking business.
Yeah.
Just drive the fucking car.
Yeah.
But like it's like, oh, like do you normally go home this late, or are you
I
going
get
home?
that all the time.
And it's just like, and I like no matter what
Well,
I'm
Mom.
doing, I'm always just like, oh yeah, I'm coming home from work.
I always say that.
Because-
I always say,
But
yeah.
here's the problem with Uber is that they don't do background checks. Like
No.
they just let anyone apply for it. Whoever has a car.
Still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not their responsibility. So they can have someone who could be a murderer, rapist, assaulter, and
Yeah.
you just get in their cars. The thing that I think would be helpful is just bad rate them and then do whatever. If you complain about them to their company, the company just goes, okay, but they're not going to do anything about that person. Hopefully you just don't see that person again. There's no benefits for you. I had a friend who was driving home, and I guess this Uber driver just didn't agree with her lifestyle and stopped the car midway ride and got out and started beating her. Like
What?
brutally beating her.
What?
What?
Where
Yeah.
was this?
Yeah, this was in New York City. New York
Oh,
City.
shit.
Yeah. And the thing is, they was like, oh, whoops, Daisy. And you can't sue them because they don't have any responsibility of the drivers. They have that in their contracts that even though you are driving for them, they don't have any responsibilities of you or the cars or anything. It's a shitty situation that we're all just kind of agreeing on.
Is
But
Lyft the same, or are they
of
better?
all of them.
All of them.
Even
Yeah.
the dog walking things, even
Yeah.
the deliveries places. If they want to spit on your food while they're giving you your food, they can do that, and no one's responsible for it. But the things that we can only do, the only power that we kind of have is to say, oh, this person, this driver, this delivery person, this dog walker, they weren't doing what they should have done, and that's all we can do. That's the only thing, because that's how the next person will know. They
Just
go,
saying,
okay.
I got a dog. Dog walkers, I don't know. That's just a weird thing to me, I feel
Yeah,
like.
it's bad.
You're going to give somebody a key to your apartment to go in your apartment to walk your dog
Yeah.
while you're not home, and you're going to think that, like, they're not doing
Yeah.
something?
There's a report that talks about like the dog walkers that like walking people from Brooklyn, like their dogs, that most dogs were running away because they didn't know the person that was strangers, and they would run into traffic and get hit by a car. Like
Right,
that's
because,
the
like,
thing.
right, I'm not going to trust some random person to come
Yeah.
up and just,
I
like,
was
The dog doesn't know
take
them.
my
Yeah.
dog. The dog doesn't- and then, like, I'm giving you a key to my apartment to go into my apartment when I'm not there to do what? Jerk off on my bed.
That
there's
don't, just know that
multiple
that
things-
happens.
You've seen my work
just
before.
know that
multiple
that
things that you
happens.
could be doing. Right.
Yeah, but
They're
that's,
definitely jerking
you're-
off,
and
and
mind
they're
you-
probably dropping a terrible bomb in your bathroom.
most of these people.
Right, just to go in my bathroom and take a deuce, like before you like
That is
Before
happening.
walk
your
my
dog.
dog.
That is happening.
I can't take a shit in your house, man.
Yeah, I mean, well, I gave you the key to my
They
house. so
just,
shit.
they just
Yeah,
talk
man.
to the dog. They're like, I can do it in here. You can't though. What are you gonna do, doggy?
And how do I even know that you walked my dog? Shit, you could have just waited for. You could have watched TV, watched Judge Judy, till my
Word.
dog took a shit, cleaned the shit up,
Well,
and
yeah.
walked out.
Usually, what they try to do, what the owners try to do, is they take a picture.
Like a
when
nanny
you go to
cam.
a
Yeah,
park, take
yeah,
a picture
yeah.
of you being at the park, take a picture of whatever. So that way they give it back. Like, hey, but then you're right. What if they not walking them? That's also part.
Yeah.
I love your
They-
face. Like, they walking them.
They walked it one time and took multiple pictures. Took a jacket off.
Always the same park, huh?
The
Uh-huh.
only thing I had to say about them pooing in your bathroom is before you leave your house, just hide all the toilet paper.
Oh, so they can shit on the floor too.
Blame it on
Now
the dog.
then all of a sudden a towel's missing.
You know, but they won't be shitting in your bathroom again. Is my point. It's
I
like,
was
this
very
motherfucker
lucky.
doesn't
I
have
had a
any
great
toilet
dog
paper.
walker. I was very lucky.
I'm just saying.
no, but
I
that's-
don't, you don't see no black people with dog walkers. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I always felt so bougie saying that, like, well, my dog walker. But I was like, I'm gone all day. And it was another comic, so I felt like I was
you can trust
paying
that
it
person.
forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. You don't see no black people with dog walkers. I just feel like that's like a no. If I don't got roommates that can take my dog out, fuck it. They gonna have to hold it. They gonna go. You know, I'm about to get the key to my apartment. I don't know you.
Dogs and kids.
Right.
It's tough love. I know.
Right, exactly.
I know.
Well, see, I'm a kid. I'm gonna drop off somewhere. At least like you over there.
Here with your
I
grandma.
know. Yeah, with your grandma.
But I'm gonna circle back to Chris for a second though. Like now, your friend that got beat up by the Uber driver, like, did they end up like pressing charges on the driver? Like, what happened?
She pressed charges on the driver because she had the driver's information, but she couldn't do anything. Like the only thing she can do is like prosecute him. You know,
Right.
she couldn't like blame Uber.
So
like,
you can't get
she
that
couldn't sue
Uber
them,
money.
at all.
Oh,
And they
'cause
make
that
sure of
was-
it. They have so many contracts that you cannot even touch them, and they know that. It's so for me, what I do, I don't use Uber. I don't use Lyft because I know that. Most people that are getting these jobs are people who either have crime records,
Yeah,
because
they
of,
can't get regular
you can't
jobs.
regular jobs, so they're doing
It's
that, or they
easier
just
for them to get a car.
yeah, or they're like have no other way of getting a job, so like this is the easiest way of doing it. So
Right.
Damn
it
it.
doesn't seem like it helps out. At least in the city, I would say that. I'll say in the
That's
city.
true. I actually do try to take cabs in the city now that it's gotten a little bit better. But it depends because, like, if I know
It's so
there's
much cheaper
traffic.
though.
It's
Yeah,
so
it
much
is.
cheaper.
Not
'cause I
well,
can't tell
actually,
you
it's
how
not
many times-
unless you hit traffic.
Right, because no, there's plenty of times I done told a cab driver, turn over here, don't take this street, then they take another way, then I start cussing you out because the meter's just going up and we just sitting there.
And then they're like, this is why we don't like picking up black people. Thanks
Thanks
a lot, Rodney.
I'm never going to Harlem again.
Oh, I'm the worst. My friend makes fun of me for yelling at Uber driver. I don't yell at them. I just, I know,
Well, at least
I
with an
know
Uber
how
driver,
to go.
I don't have to I got a flat rate. I'm not even thinking about it.
Yeah,
Right.
but
you going whatever way you
However you
take,
get there, you
as
get me
long as
there,
I
yeah.
get there.
no, because
But
their
like with that
GPS
taxi
messes
driver,
them up.
well, I mean, whatever.
well.
If I don't got, usually if I take an Uber, it's not because like I have like a time crunch on something, but like with the taxi, with the numbers going up, you could just see it,
Oh, it
and then
kills
you just
I
know that they like took this one street and they're just sitting there and it's just going up.
And
and
it's
up,
just
and
money out of your pocket.
It's money out of your pocket. You're not even moving. And you just get angrier and angrier.
Yeah.
So
Fair.
I'm gonna switch it up a little, but now Monica, what's going on with Bette Midler?
So I don't know if this is related, but I think it is.
Well, when we were talking about not going to Harlem, I thought, well, okay.
Bette Midler
Let's
popped
make
in
the
your
white
head.
girl say the N word.
Ah.
So she posted something. I was told that it's actually out of a piece of literature or something like that, but that's what you get for posting on Twitter. But basically claiming that woman is the new N-word.
Right.
Not N-word, but I'm saying N-word.
N-word.
Okay.
Well,
She
went-
said the
went-
real
went-
word.
Well, no, she didn't.
She
say
did.
that.
She didn't.
No,
Oh no,
also
she just said
But
N-word.
here's the
Real word,
thing.
yeah.
So, like a few days later, I see pictures from young white women marching who are holding signs with that, with a hard ER on it. Like a hard ER. And I was just like, wow, yeah, white
You're
women.
totally getting out of right. Like wow.
I mean,
Wow.
I just, like, viscerally, I was just like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, I wanted to turn to Gloria Steinem and be like, you started this, bitch. No, I'm kidding. But, like, I guess because I'm a little bit older and, like, so feminism has meant different things.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm going to get shit for this, but I think there's so many faux feminists right now who don't even understand the concept. And it's the whole idea of equality and, you know, not this, we need a special safe place. That's actually
That's the
kind of
opposite
against,
of
yeah.
feminism.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's against the tenets of feminism. So to call yourself a feminist, I think is inaccurate. That's all. But then there is also this idea of, I don't know, and as a black woman, I mean, I'm really curious because I've heard, you know, black women say that this whole movement of women is not actually embracing all women, and there's
Yeah.
still this, you know, marginalization of women of color by white women who are claiming to, you know, have love for all women.
Well, that's the thing is that like feminism, it's difficult, and I also feel like there is like a quote unquote white feminism, and I feel like this is more of like, because like you and I feel like we're both older, and I feel like millennial feminism is like more like white feminism versus women of color feminism, and that it's not intersectional, even though like they try to. And I don't know. I feel like a lot of like millennial feminists, it's all about slut shaming, and you know something. If guys are calling you sluts, stop fucking the guys that are calling you sluts. Nobody's telling you you can't fuck who you want to fuck, but nobody needs a movement because you fucked the wrong guy. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Well, I've
It's just
also
like,
said, like, regret does not equal rape, because I think,
Yeah.
like, we've all had bad dick, you know, but I'm
Yeah.
not going to say.
That regret dick.
yeah.
No, but seriously, like, you know, and I'm truly not including victims. But I am saying that I've come across people who I listen to their story and I'm like, was I raped? Because I just thought it was bad dick. I was like, this motherfucker just don't know. It's sad. It's sorry. Your
Nobody
dick has
told
AD.
him.
It's half paying attention, half asleep, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're going to take this, but I do think that white feminism is just another form of white supremacy. I don't want that to sound too crazy. I'm sorry if I'm bringing the mood down. But
No.
It just seems that it's privileged white women who think they know what struggle is are saying this is what struggle is. But then black people of color are like, hey, no, this is what struggle is. Like, no, it's
Well,
not.
I
It's
was
not that at
actually
all.
going to ask Marissa to that point, you know, and obviously I can't speak for black women, not even close, but I get the sense like there's almost like you almost prioritize your struggles. And I feel like women of color, you're like, yeah, feminism, but also like our sons are getting killed in the street. Like I got other shit to worry about that is prohibiting me from my son growing up. It's prohibiting me from putting food on the table. It's prohibiting me from buying a home. And, you know,
Right.
to your point, like, fucking call me a slut. If that's the worst thing that happens to me today, you know, is an all right day. And I agree with you, Chris, that it just seems so
Well, 'cause-
entitled.
Yeah.
No, but like it's crazy to me, and I've had like you know other episodes
I was gonna say we had
where
an
where we've
episode.
had and even like my other podcast where you know like we've had you know feminists on that are of non-color that are just about like sex workers' rights, and it's just like, well, you know, like this is feminism, and you're holding the sex workers down, and you're trying to criminalize sex work, and that it is affecting the sexuality of all women. it's like, how is you being a sex worker and that being illegal affecting my sexuality? Like, I'm still fucking who I want to fuck. Like, I'm not trying, like, I'm not getting paid for this shit. I'm doing it out of love. Like, you know what I mean? I'm doing it out of love of the dick. Like, I'm not trying to pay my mortgage. Like, I got a job for that. That's why I do Excel. Like, you know what I mean?
It reminds me of an episode we had last year where we talked about like the separation of the two. You can't really separate the fact that you've always been a woman. and
Right.
you've
Always been black. Yeah.
So like you can't choose which struggle is greater because you just always know
Right.
both struggles. Like I had some guys like on the podcast asking me like, which one would you rather choose?
Yeah, you're
Rather you
black.
be black or be gay? And I've always been gay and I've always been black. It's like
I just,
They're both
it
a part
makes
of
me upset and sad that it's actually creating, I think it would be a great moment in time for women to really embrace one another fully. And that's not what's happening. And that's maybe what people think is happening. Not all people, but some of these activists.
It's easier to pretend.
not.
It's
Yeah.
way easier to pretend.
It's not.
When Obama became president, the first thing, oh, look, equality, we did it. But
Post-racism.
no. Yeah, but that's not how it works.
Yeah.
But the conversation has always been white people speaking, whether it's LGBT, whether it's been feminism, whether it's been anything that's just labor laws. It's always been white people talking. And there's no different between this one right now with feminism being white women talking and black women just like, all right, well, I guess we'll wait. We'll wait.
We'll be over here
Still
with Black
waiting.
Lives
Right.
Matter.
Yeah.
Like, but that's it. And and that's the thing too. And I'll like with the like black men and black women and that's like a whole nother like there's no intersectionality in that either, I feel like. But like the thing that I've found the most interesting with this Kavanaugh business is that I think this is a moment in time where white women realize that white men regard them as less equally as black women. When Anita Hill had this whole thing, it was just like, well, we didn't believe Anita Hill, and like white women were like, well, it's a black woman, like it's not us. But now when it's Dr. Ford, it's like, but this was a white woman and she's a doctor, and they still didn't believe it. It's like, bitch, we've been telling you forever you're a woman. They don't
Well,
care.
that's
Right.
like the
Oh.
racism thing, right? Everybody's like, oh my God, Trump is racist, and the black community's like,
yeah, we know.
everybody's fucking racist.
Like, But it was like, I think this Dr. Ford thing was like when white women are realizing like, oh, white guys don't listen to us either. And it's like, and I kind of feel like if you got on board with Anita Hill, you would have said they're not listening to women. But it was
but it
like,
didn't happen.
but
That's
it didn't happen because like
She's a black woman.
And yes, like people will say like 92 was the year of the woman in politics, and you had more female officials elected than any other year. Fine, but then in 93, white women forgot all about
and
the
they
idea,
voted
like,
for Trump.
You know what I mean? It's just like exactly. And so now it's just kind of
Did
like
we walk him?
That'd be
we
hilarious.
watched the
He's
engineer.
like, I gotta go.
It's
This
like
is not what I
they
need.
can control their own boards. But like this is the thing that like I think is just so bizarre, because like if you look at it from a historical perspective, you could have projected that Kavanaugh was going to get on, because
I knew.
the only
I knew.
reason why white women have the vote is because white women were upset that they didn't have the right to vote, but black men had the right to vote, which goes back to this country is so misogynistic that a black man is still better than a white woman, but white women don't see that because they're like, well, I'm white.
Well, that's
of
like
course
poor
I'm better
white
than a black
people
man.
don't think they're poor.
I don't think that we're
Because black-
misogynistic. I do agree that there is this toxic thing of understanding and trusting the leadership of a male, but I don't think we're
The country.
misogynistic.
The
Yeah,
country
the
is.
country.
The country is.
I think what's happening in this world is that there's not enough communication between white women and other white women. I think people of color go, no, we know how racist America can be, but
Kanye
white
doesn't.
women. I think he. Kanye is a special case.
Right.
And
That's a whole nother conversation.
His
wanna talk
mama
about
dropped
him.
him on the head one too many times.
No, I don't think he
That-
dropped
that's-
no,
well,
no.
I
We
don't-
gotta
I don't wanna-
really
I
get
don't
into
wanna
this.
lie.
Yeah, like
Right.
Chris,
I have
Chris
to
for
leave,
this.
so I hate you guys for
Yeah.
mentioning Kanye now. But I do think that white women don't speak to other white women as much as they should. I think what they do is they just move to Brooklyn and gentrify. I think that's what they do instead. But
Wait. What, again, I like specifics.
No worries. No worries.
So what do you mean and the reason
mean,
I'm asking this
no worries.
question is
Because she's a white woman.
Yes. yeah.
And they ask
Which is
questions.
fine.
No. But for real though, like, I feel like all I fucking hear are white women talking.
Yes.
But
yes.
to each
yes.
other and not
no.
listening to anything
There-
else. So
I-
I'm trying to understand what
don't
you
think-
mean by saying that.
I don't think white women talk to each other. I think they go to a safe space to where they all agree on the same things and talk about that. I don't think.
Oh,
like,
you're saying like they don't openly and transparently talk to other white women who might be experiencing something different or from another socioeconomic.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's studies
That's
that,
what I figured,
yeah.
but I wasn't
There's
sure.
studies that prove that certain white women, I want to say most, certain white women will fuck a black guy but then marry white.
Mm-hmm.
But they do it for the experience. You know, there's a study that I think there's statistics that prove that white women majority voted for Trump than they did Hillary.
Yeah,
Mhm.
But
yeah,
the-
that's
yeah.
what. Yeah.
So
yeah,
there's
yeah,
a thing
for
there.
Sure.
There's a connection. So
Misogyny.
if you're marching saying women, we need stuff, but you're not even talking to your own group, that's a problem. You know what I mean? If you're in the Midwest and you're not saying, hey, you voted for Trump, why did you vote for Trump? And they're not answering, or they are answering you and saying, who cares? He grabs you by the pussy. Have that conversation. But it's easier.
Well, everybody right now is creating an echo chamber, and I think that's
I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. But I think it's a weird thing to where you're willing to demonize and vilify another group that isn't your group without talking to your group. As a black man, I feel like I have to talk to every black male to be like, hey, make sure we're all on the same page before we try to come out and say
Yeah.
some other shit.
Ooh.
But that's
Except
not what
for
we
Did nobody
Kanye.
talk to Kanye?
No, hey, here's the thing.
Well, oh, wait, can we just get to Kanye for a
Can
couple
you please
minutes?
talk to
before you
Kanye,
leave?
please,
Can we
Chris?
just get to
Here's the
Kanye?
thing.
Can
Here's the
we
thing.
can we get a call with Kanye?
I would say this. Kanye West is not wrong about what he thinks. He's just not doing it properly. I
Or
would
he
say
is
he's
doing it
he's,
brilliantly.
he's doing what as we're comics. He has
Yeah,
a great premise.
Yeah.
But he's not developing
Can
the
I
joke. He's
say-
just doing what he's trying to do.
What
and it's
is
not-
his premise?
the premise that he's trying to go for, which is very similar to most what people agree with, is don't fight with hate, fight with love. That's what he's trying to do. You know, he's never
He's
once.
just got the wrong horse in the race.
He literally is Trump. That's the sad thing about it. But with that being
maybe
said, what
he's
he's doing,
brilliant.
he's changing racist people who hated Kanye West when he did the Bush thing to go, we like him.
So maybe he's doing the
That's
right
crazy.
thing. It's just a little bit of a mind fuck right now.
Completely.
But maybe he is doing the right thing where he's
would-
like, well, you can fight him or join him and then infiltrate him. That's the same
Yeah.
thing Omarosa said.
I would say with the Kanye West thing, and I know I have to go soon, so I'm not gonna be that long. But I would say most people, if you listen to what they're saying about Kanye West, not black people, listen to what white people say about Kanye West, and listen to their racism. And now, mind you, their racism is gonna be a liberal form of it. It's why is he saying that? What? But there's Kid Rock supports Trump. Nothing about Trump is being nothing about
Yeah,
Kid
but
Rock has
Kid
been
Rock-
said. So yes, so what it is that we accepted the evil that a white man can possibly have with another white man. But as soon as a black man goes, I don't want to be a Democrat, I agree with Trump, we go, well, why? Well, why not? He, as a black man or as a person, shouldn't you be able to agree with
Maybe
what
he's
people
just
say?
taking a page from the Trump playbook.
You're bringing up a good point about Kid Rock because Kid Rock grew up in like Chicago, and
Kanye West grew up in Chicago.
Yeah, he grew up in Chicago, and like very early on in his career, like he was like very much trying to emulate black culture in Chicago. He was trying to be like of Chicago streets. That's why he raps. Is because like he was trying to be like black people, and then now he's a Trump supporter, and I think that
Well, he didn't vote for Trump, but yeah.
but he's pro-Trump.
He's
He
pro
hasn't-
the
He hasn't said
platforms.
he hasn't said he agrees with his policies. He's openly said he doesn't agree with his policies, but he has said he likes his energy. That's what he said.
Well, are you talking about Kid Rock or
Kanye.
Kanye? Okay, I'm talking about Kid Rock.
Okay.
But the difference between, for me, Kid Rock and Kanye is that Kid Rock was basically a poor kid from Chicago. I'm not surprised that he's going to go back to where his people came from. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, most people that are like, from his demographic, they're pro-Trump, and it's like he's been in I guess like the white version of minstrel face this whole time, trying to be of an urban culture, of black culture, rapping and stuff like that, and when really inside he's just been banjos the whole time. And so I feel like Kid Rock is reverting back to his foundation, whereas I feel like Kanye is rejecting his roots.
Well,
I think
I
he
was gonna
looks
say
like
not
he-
necessarily rejecting his roots, but if you go back to like history, where when Obama got elected around the same time as when the whole Kanye and Taylor Swift thing happened, and then Obama called Kanye a jackass, openly called him a jackass, and every fucking upper echelon black person was like at some point in the Obama administration going to the White House, except for Kanye West. And now all of a sudden he's all up in the administration with the current president.
Well, I was gonna say,
and it's like now he has like a president that like supports him,
Why
as
are you-
opposed to
these entertainers. Come on.
like some like he was never part of the whole Obama thing, so he like
Yeah.
definitely felt shut out in the whole like
feel
8
like-
years that
I
everything
feel-
was going on.
I think
Well,
that
he
the
shouldn't
whole
have been
thing.
a jackass.
He sounded
well, you
honestly.
shouldn't have been a jackass.
I just
right?
listened to this. I didn't listen to the whole 19 minutes of the meeting. I mean, at the end of the day, he just really did sound like a boy who didn't have his daddy growing up.
I feel that.
Well, we all got to
Did you
be
see
honest
that
though.
hug?
Ever since he lost his mama, he has not been the
No.
same.
I don't
He's
know. I
Lost
think-
my completely.
I
Yeah.
think he's been the same. I think this is the Kanye
I don't
West
think
he's always
he's saying
been.
bad things.
But
I
I-
agree with you.
yeah.
Like what he is saying, like the actual words he is saying aren't wrong. I just think that he's attaching himself to a
He
terrible
picked the wrong
person.
hill to die
But
on.
maybe
I-
he isn't, because maybe he's doing something brilliant where he's like, you know what? Fucking, we can either try to infiltrate it and join them and get these people listening, and because that's the thing, people have stopped listening. And so if he's like, hey, maybe I can get people listening and not hating the same way they were hating, maybe we can turn this around. I don't like Omarosa, but Omarosa said the same thing when she was asked, like, why are you in his administration? And she's like, because maybe his administration fucking needs somebody who's a little bit like, meh, maybe we shouldn't do this.
What we forget is that America is very racist still and very misogynistic. And with all those things come stereotypes that we just go naturally. Oh, yeah, this should be it. But as soon as someone does something that's a little bit different than what their race might be, what their gender might be, we go, that's weird. And Kanye West is a perfect example of that. I'm not trying to say he's like this spiritual being, whatever, but I'm saying a black man who goes, yeah, maybe I agree with the Republicans. As everyone can agree, oh, yeah, well, that's wrong. You shouldn't be that. You're a black man. You should feel something else. But yet if a white woman or a white man goes, I'm a Republican, we go, okay, cool, you're going back to your roots. But that shouldn't be the thing. We should hold them accountable for the actions that they do have. Kid Rock is wrong because Trump is wrong. I completely say Kanye West is wrong. I don't agree with his things, but I do like what he's doing. I can say as Kanye West, someone who's like, well, I like power. I want to be around it. All
Yeah,
right,
but
let him
also,
do it.
like,
So-
one of the things he mentioned was, you know, he kind of put it in there, right? He was like, oh, and I'm from Chicago, and, you know, maybe we can get some space and start some industry and stuff like that. So maybe listen, maybe, just maybe, and I'm playing devil's advocate here, Trump is an incredibly narcissistic egomaniac. He's a megalomaniac. So maybe what somebody like a Kanye is doing is like, you know what? Let's fucking play him. The Russians are playing him. The Chinese are playing him. I'm going to fucking play him to get some fucking industry in Chicago, because Chicago right now is fucking in big trouble.
To piggyback off that, he's openly said he's gonna run for president in 2024.
I hope he does.
So
Well,
like
there you go.
that's his whole. This is how you start that.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
whole-
other thing.
you guys
This
get a
whole like
chance-
putting so much on entertainers. I'm sorry,
No,
but
no,
I'm
you're
just
fine.
I can't with that.
Can
If
you
you guys-
imagine Kim Kardashian as the first lady?
hottest
would be
first lady
amazing.
ever.
With the
Is
sex
that
tape.
is that fucking
Fucking
worse
sex
than
tape.
Melania?
I love that.
Yo, I can't even with Melania. Did you see the outfit that she had on? So this
Oh,
whole
Raiders
fashion-
from the
Listen,
Lost
the
Ark.
writers.
that's-
I was like,
Okay, as an Eastern European woman, I'm like, that bitch is such a gold digger. It's not even funny.
that was. I was like,
People
oh
are like, I
my-
feel bad for her. I'm like, I fucking don't. She knows what she fucking signed up
No
for.
shot
Fuck her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
but
For fucking her.
Chris, I know that Chris has to go. We're gonna take a quick break, but before we go, Chris, can you tell everybody like where they can follow you on social media, what projects you're working on, what shows you have coming up?
This thank you for all this. If you can follow me on Twitter at Lennyways with a Z, on Twitter at Lennyways. Instagram is Hamilton_for_mayor. I'm currently working on a podcast called, I'm not sure if I'm going to call it No Hard Feelings, or I'm going to call it Ayam Samani, which Ayam Samani is just a black chicken. That's all it is. But yeah, it's just a black chicken, but it's an Indonesian black chicken. If you get a chance to check it out, it's all black all the way through. Like when you cut it up, even it's meat.
Oh, God, I'm learning things. I love it.
That sounds
All right.
tasty.
Yeah. And the point of the podcast is I want to interview random people that have been working for Uber or working for delivery or
Sex workers.
Sex workers too, if I can, and just have them speak. I want it to be a platform to where we can like hear what they're going through, because I've learned so much about Uber drivers and the expenses that they have going through with it, but how much they're not making money. You know, they're not making anything.
House always wins.
Most of exactly. And most of their money has to go back into their cars or whatever they're doing, and they're not actually benefiting from it. And I think we're slowly falling into this thing of a new slave, which is a Kanye West
modern
song.
day slavery, Chris?
I would completely say that.
Ooh,
yes,
that's a whole new segment.
But I found it it's very weird to tell people, "Hey, you're a slave." They will go, "No, I'm not." I go, "You work for so many people. Yes, you are." But the best thing I can do is come up with a podcast and exploit them. That's what I can do. So
exploit.
that's my goal, you guys. So thank you for having me. This is amazing. I wish I could talk more about Kanye. That would be fucking amazing. But I do have to go.
All right. Well, that has been Chris Hamilton. This has been Big Talking Brewskis, and we will be right back.
Yay.